Why would people buy sneakers for $500? They collect them. Why do people buy shirts? They collect them. Why do people buy bracelets? They like them. People buy everything. Everything can be flipped.
Gotcha. Got it.
What's up, everybody? Today's video is going to be a little bit different than my normal content that I do on this channel. I've been reselling on eBay for over 14 years just as a hobby and to supplement my income. So I know that some of my other viewers are also resellers, and I thought it would be nice if I put out some content showing them and anybody else who's interested in the type of stuff that I pick up at places like yard sales and thrift shops in order to resell on eBay for a profit. So the way that I want to do these videos, it's going to take me at least 10 days each to make them, because I'm going to show you the stuff on the day that I get them, and then I'm going to come back and also show you 10 days later whether or not they sold. And my goal here is to have a profit off of that pick within 10 days. That way I know the rest of the stuff, as it sells later on in the future, all that stuff will be straight profit. So this particular pick was from the Goodwill outlet store, where they sell things by the pound, $1.99 per pound at my Goodwill outlet, and I spent $34. So I've got 10 days to make at least $34 in profit. So let's get right into it. I'll show you as we go how I do my calculations, what my listings look like, and of course you'll see what kind of stuff I'm buying and selling. Alright, I had 2 full bags from the Goodwill outlet, and then I had this build hockey stick, which I don't know a lot about. Build hockey sticks will be the first one that I ever bought for resale. I've done a little bit of research on it. These are hard to find. I didn't see any of this particular model on eBay, and it's pretty beat up. I don't know if it's even going to sell very well. It's pretty big too, so it's going to cost a lot on shipping. Me personally, I do free shipping on everything that I sell. Alright, we're upside down here. This is some doll pieces, so it's really lightweight. That's what I determine on if I'm going to buy it or not, since everything is by the pound. That's why I pick up a lot of hats. You'll see a lot of hats in here because they only weigh 3 or 4 ounces, so you're paying less than 50 cents for them. This was also very cheap, and I looked it up, and I think the floor price was around $17 to $20, and there are a couple that have sold around that price. Now, I didn't know exactly what this was when I saw it. It just looks like a power outlet, but it has some cords in there. To me, it looks new, and it wasn't very heavy, so I picked it up. I threw it in there. I've already done some research on it. Hopefully this one sells, because they sell for a pretty good amount. I'll put some comps up here for you to look at. Alright, you probably have recognized these if you ever shot a gun before. It's like the earmuffs they put on at a rifle range. It's called North, I think is the brand, gun mufflers. I just knew they were vintage. Seems like something people would buy. These were really bad condition, pretty dirty. I thought they would clean right up, but I was wrong. They're still pretty dirty. I'm not sure if they're going to sell for me. This is some trailer kit I picked up because I thought it was new and that all the pieces were there, but it's missing the most important stuff. So after looking at that and playing around with it, throw that trailer kit away. I don't have anything in there that anybody's going to want. It's incomplete. Scare the cat a little bit just for fun so we don't jump on my stuff. Alright, this piece is for a lawnmower, which I could tell that's what it was, but it seems like it was sealed, so I didn't want to open it up to investigate further. It's a decent little piece. I've done a little bit of research on it, and they sell all right, but not for a lot. It's going to cost a little bit to ship, but it didn't cost me a lot to buy. Didn't weigh a lot. Alright, next up we have this hair roller set. Sold a lot of hair roller sets in the past before. I don't pick them up too much these days, especially at the bins, because they weigh a little bit. But this one is from the 1970s, you could tell, and it's in the box. It would be nice if it was like new in the box. It is not new in the box. But if you look at the comps, you look at the ones without the box, they don't sell for much. You look at the ones with the box, they sell for a lot. So I think I listed this one for 40 or 50 bucks. I already had it listed up. This was yesterday when I picked all this stuff up. Today I'm doing the recording. I've already got some of this stuff listed. And I don't know, may or may not sell. Alright, so we got some recordable CDs here. It's a 10-pack, looks brand new. I didn't sit there and count them or anything. I just threw it in my cart. Check it on it now. There was actually 7 of them in there. I could probably get 10, 15 bucks for it, I'm sure. Alright, and this is the boy right here. This is a nice old 1940s hat. It was all kind of, well, I don't want to say crushed in, but it was even worse than it is now when I found it in the bins. And I kind of just punched it out there, and it came out looking pretty nice. It's Adam Majestic is the brand. I only found one other comp on eBay, and it was a sold comp. I think it sold for over $170. I listed that up last night. I've already got an offer for $70 and an offer for $80, but I haven't sold it yet. So hopefully that'll sell for at least 100, and that right there will be what, almost triple. Of course, we're gonna have 9% seller fees. We're gonna have to do shipping. I do free shipping on all my items, so we gotta pay for that as well. Here's a t-shirt I found. It looked like it was in good condition, and it looked like it could be some type of influencers or something. I don't know exactly what it is. And then I try to use the old Google Lens and do some research on it. Still, I found nothing about that. If you know what that is, hopefully by the time I release this video, I will have known what it is. Nope. I haven't tried listing it yet because I don't know what it is. All right, here's a nice hat. Like I said, I do pick up a lot of hats. They only weigh 3 or 4 ounces, so you're paying less than 50 cents each. These 47 brand hats that are embroidered do really well, and that's like a cadet military style. All right, this one's kind of sideways. Sorry about that. But this is a VHS of some movie called Blade, and it's from like the 1980s. I like to pick up little random stuff like that. They don't weigh much, and this one actually has really good comps. It's rare. There's only 4 or 5 listed. Here's another hat. This is a USS Alaska hat. I do pick up a lot of the Navy ship hats. They used to sell all the time for me back in the day. These days they don't sell as much. I think a lot of people are buying and selling them. This one looked like a nice hat. It's fitted, ton and blank construction. I saw a couple other ones listed, but no sold yet. Here's a Gibson Guitars hat, trucker hat. It's got the mesh back. It's really faded, but I think people like that kind of faded look, especially on a Gibson hat. I know people love Gibson guitars. You know, it cost me less than 50 cents, so picked it up, throw it up for like 20 bucks. I couldn't figure out what this logo was. It's just a heart with a mask on it. I put like COVID in the title. It still got some tags on it. See if we can get 15 or 20 bucks for it. I always pick up a lot of remotes. Remotes are really lightweight. I always take the batteries out, make sure there's no corrosion in them. And the remotes, I sell a couple every week. They sell pretty quick for 10 to 20 bucks. Couldn't resist the old Twizzlers doll. I used to do really well with stuffed animals and plushes. Not so much anymore. I pick up all the Pokemon ones and they sell. I saw this Twizzlers one. I thought it might do well. Maybe it was rare, but after doing some research, it's not as rare as I thought. Don't know exactly what this logo is. I listed it as... what did I list it as? Cleveland Guardians. I'm not even sure if that's right. All right, we got a copy of Windows 10 Home Edition with the USB port. It's got a key to it, but the key is scratched off, so it looks like it's already been used. But those actually sell pretty well, even used. All right, this is the find of the week. Yeah, unfortunately, it wasn't worth as much as I thought. Sealed VHSs do well. You can usually get at least 10 to 20 for them. This one sells for about 15. Some of them end up selling for a whole lot. People are even grading sealed VHSs these days. So I picked that one up with Chuck Norris, of course. Sometimes you can find PC games that sell really well. I don't think this is one of them, but I threw it in my cart because it's cheap. Picked it up anyway. This one was surprisingly good. I wasn't going to pick it up at first because it was torn on the corner, but I opened it up and I noticed that all 4 of the CDs were in there. The activity book had not been drawn in at all. And it looked kind of cool. I don't know. I was like, sure, why not? It doesn't weigh a lot. And look it up. The comps are actually really good on this one. I think there's one that's sold for 30 or 40 bucks and one that's listed for some crazy amount. All right, here's a USPS hoodie. I think this is the second item of clothing that I found in this pick. I usually pick up more clothing, but I didn't find anything worth it this week. This one's an extra large, and I see somewhere where somebody sold it as a vintage hoodie, and it sold for a lot, but I see a lot of other ones that are listed. That aren't selling for as much. There's a nice little ergonomic mouse. It sells for about 15 to 20 bucks, but me personally, my mouse was messed up. If you watch my live streams, you might have noticed I have to unplug it and plug it back in. So yeah, we're keeping that mouse. This is now my mouse that I use. Picked it up. That weighs like nothing. Had no battery in it at the time, so I probably paid definitely less than $1, maybe less than 50 cents for it. Forget the brand name, Micro something, but it works well. All right, next up is a scientific calculator. Back in the day when I did a lot of selling on eBay, the scientific calculators used to sell for a ton and they would sell fast. I've noticed these days the comps are not very good on them. They don't sell as much, but I still pick them up. You never know when you'll get one that sells for 50 to 100 bucks. All right, I thought this was going to be my find of the day. It looked really good. It looked like it was sealed, completely sealed. I don't even know how much they are, if it would have been new sealed like I thought. But when I opened it up and found out that there was no ink in there at all, it was just the pictures, like the glossy paper, which actually weighs a little bit. That's why I thought maybe it was new. So I just threw that away. Couldn't do nothing with it. Nobody's selling just the papers. You got to have the ink. All right. Do you have clogged ears? If so, this is the device for you, the Eustace. I was trying to figure out if this was new or used. I don't think anybody wants a used ear clogger, ear unclogger to be exact. But I'm assuming it's new. It looks new to me. I listed it as new. They sell pretty well new. New open box, the Eustace ear unclogger. Alright, here's another sealed VHSs. I always pick them up when I find them. This is Saving Private Ryan. There's two different VHSs, and that's the better one, the more expensive one, maybe 10, 15 bucks. This was a sealed VHS, but I looked it up, and these sell for pretty cheap. They don't sell very often. There's a lot of them out there. And that's it. There's everything. Here comes one of the kitties. Alright, it's been 10 days and I'm back. Let's see if I was able to make a profit within 10 days. If you remember, I spent $34 at the Goodwill outlet. And let's see what the first thing that sold was. The first thing that sold was the USPS, United States Postal Service hoodie. I put it up for 30 bucks and then I put it on sale midway through the week, and then someone sent me an offer for $23.50, which I accepted. You can see the transaction fees here. eBay takes their cut, then the shipping label, because I do free shipping on everything. The shipping comes out of the money they send me. So my earnings on that sale were $13.13. So we're getting there. The next thing that sold was the ear clogger. Somebody out there had some clogged ears. I think I put it up for 25, maybe 30, but I did accept an offer for $21.98. And let's see, the shipping was $5 on that one, $5.40. Transaction fees was $3, and I did promote it, so they took out the 4% that I used for my promotion. So my earnings on the ear unclogger was $12.59. So I think that gets us around less than $10 away from breaking even on the $34 that we originally spent. And then of course the hat sold. This was the last thing that sold in the 10 days, but it sold for a lot. If you remember, I was already getting offers for $75 and $80. I originally put it up for $150, and it ended up selling for $89.99, so 90 bucks. You can see it cost me $7 to ship it. eBay took $12 on that one. They usually take about 9 to 10% of each sale, depending on if you have an eBay store or not, or if you're a top-rated store, that gives you a discount as well. So my earnings on that hat were $66.84. So my revenue from that pick after 10 days was $92.56, and I spent $34, so the total profit $58.56. And that also means that everything else that was in that pick that I listed on eBay going forward, any of that sells is total profit. Alright, hopefully you enjoyed that 10-day eBay challenge, because I do have several more that I've already filmed. I'm in the process of putting together, waiting for that 10 days to end and to find out if I was able to make a profit on those picks as well. The next one is where I went to a yard sale last weekend. I went to actually 3 yard sales and I spent $60. So it's going to be a little bit tougher than this challenge was to make a profit within 10 days. Thank you guys for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already, and I'll end the video with the listings, showing you guys the listings of all the other things from this pick that haven't sold yet, so you can see what I'm charging for them, what my pictures look like, and I'll even scroll down to the description on a few of them so you can see how I do my descriptions. Later.
I got 100 NFTs on my phone. Pineapple the juice, double cup, styrofoam. Really? I don't sit no man, I get bread when I'm on. Don't care what they say, cause they pockets stay wrong. I just made a flip, yeah, I just made a flip, yeah. Rich, yeah. Now we crypto rich, yeah. Sick, yeah. Haters, they so sick, yeah. Flip, yeah. Make that money flip, yeah. I just doubled up my Rex. I just leveled up that stakes. They so sick, they need a vex. My potency stay on threats. Yeah, okay, I'm round with that mate. Yeah, I'm talking Nabo, not no gates. Yeah, them NFTs cost baguettes. Yeah, my diamond head 24 karat. Buy when it's low, then you sell it off. In the marketplace, we on digital. Brand new NFT, this ain't physical. At least 100, that's the minimum. Flip, yeah. I'm at the bigger the brick, yeah. We on the blockchain. Look at my wallet, it's lit, yeah. Money legit, yeah. I just make flip, yeah, you rich, yeah. I got 100 NFTs on my phone. Pineapple the juice, double cup, styrofoam. Really, I don't sit no man, I get bread when I'm on. Don't care what they say, cause they pockets stay wrong. I just made a flip, yeah, flip, yeah. I just made a flip, yeah, rich, yeah, rich, yeah. Now we crypto rich, yeah, sick, yeah. Haters, they so sick, yeah, flip, yeah, make that money flip, yeah. Make that money flip, yeah. Make that money flip, yeah. Make that money flip, yeah.
Diamond hands, I don't hella bands, I invest money very often. Tiptoe with this crypto, feel like Jim Jones where I'm ballin'. Big whale, I make money moves in that open sea, you a dolphin. Rest in peace to the paperhead, green candle, put him in a coffin.
We at an all-time high, partying in Dubai. We breaking out of the sky, moonshot when we fly, yo. Paper hand just might cry, price could blow your mind. Won't let it pass me by, we on an all-time high, yeah. We at an all-time high, partying in Dubai. We breaking out of the sky, moonshot when we fly, yo. Paper hand just might cry, price could blow your mind. Won't let it pass me by, we on an all-time high, yeah.
Hey, it's a cold world, better bundle up. Couple flips, I'm 100 up. I don't even need a jacket on this side, every day the sun is up. Look, I can show you how to really run it up. Talking big money, get your duffel up. They clapping hands by the couple bands, that's small money, you ain't done enough. My crypto booming, call it perfect timing. I ain't even hurting honest, them broke days seem so far and I'm so sharp, I could cut a diamond. Just up the Virgin Islands, about to hit the Emirates, you know we wildin'. Them broke boys spreading FUD talk, don't make me laugh, ain't even worth the comment. Nah, tell me how that sound to bosses. Celebrate wins and we learn from losses. Look, I ain't even capping, need on the dental practice how much we flossin'. Yeah, been around the block, this ain't nothing new, but we do this often. I walk the walk and if money